What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte. We are taking a look today, continuing our lineup prediction series here for the 2021-2022 NHL season. And today, we're heading to the Midwest as we take a look at your Colorado Avalanche. So looking at the forward lines for your Avalanche going into this season, a pretty solid lineup for the Avs considering a couple of losses on defense. Their forward group is pretty much intact. Yeah, Gabriel Landeskog, Nathan MacKinnon, and Mikko Rantanen as your top line. One of the best first lines in the NHL today. So, yeah, not too bad there for the Avs. You look at the second line, you got a couple of new guys here. You have Alex Newhook coming in as a rookie in his rookie season. I'd rather him play wing on the second line, let him develop a little bit on the wing, gain some confidence, and he will inevitably become that second line center. But he's already playing on the second line with some really talented players. Guys like Nazem Kadri, obviously things didn't end well for him in his time with the Avs with potential trade rumors and stuff like that with his antics in the playoffs, but he will be on the second line to kind of try and rewrite the script once again. I think we've said this enough about Kadri, but there's really nobody until Newhook takes that spot. There's nobody to take that spot from him right now. You also have Andrei Burakovsky, who looks very solid, had a really nice season last year. I expect that to continue into this year. You also got the bottom six, which is pretty loaded. You have Valeri Nichushkin, JT Compher, and Tyson Yost. I really like this third line. Compher is a good, gritty player. Nichushkin and Yost, you got the playmaker in Yost, Nichushkin in the goal scorer. I really like that third line a lot. And you're expecting Nichushkin and Yost to kind of take what they lost from the expansion draft. And I forgot his name. I already forgot his name. Never mind. I completely forgot his name, guys. I apologize. Oh, my goodness. Moving on to the fourth line, we got Mikhail Maltsev, Darren Helm, and Drew O'Connor. I actually like this fourth line. You have a couple of, an entirely new fourth line. We did see O'Connor a little bit last season, but Darren Helm, he comes over, spent a long time in Detroit. Seems like he's been there forever. Darren Helm comes in down the middle. Not necessarily a great player, but definitely a difficult guy to play against. He's seen better days, but still a reliable fourth-line guy. He can kill penalties. Like I said, he's not fun to play against by any means. And you also have Mikhail Maltsev, who they picked up from the Devils in the Ryan Graves trade. And I don't think he's going to be anything crazy in terms of depth, but he does add something. He's young, and I think that's something that maybe the Avalanche looked at as a nice touch. He's on a cheaper contract. Maybe they'll get the most out of him from that deal. You also have Stefan Matteau and Kiefer Sherwood coming in. I like both of those guys as well as just some added depth. Nothing really too crazy, but especially with guys like Newhook coming into the lineup, it definitely changes the complexion of this group up front, and I really like what we're going to see from the Avalanche. I'm very excited, especially with that forward group. You also have on defense a couple of pretty big changes, but for the most part, in terms of their top four, things will stay the same. Devon Toews and Cale Makar. We know how good Devon Toews has been on that top pair. And Cale Makar, of a Norris Trophy finalist for best defenseman in the NHL, you know that's a pretty good tandem in the league. You also have Sami Gerard and Eric Johnson on your second pair. And as long as Eric Johnson stays healthy, that's a really good second pair. Things definitely tail off if Johnson has injury issues this year, which is a bit of a concern from my perspective. But like I said, as long as he can stay healthy, I don't think there's too big of an issue there. Your third pairing, you got Bowen Byram and Ryan Murray. So Bowen Byram is definitely going to see more minutes this year. He had a little bit of a slow start last season. It took him a little while to get his feet, wet in the NHL, kind of get his mojo going, a little bit of confidence. But I'm really excited for year number 2 of Bowen Byram with the Avalanche up in the Mile High City. You also have some depth guys, and these are guys that are going to add a little bit more size. You have Gross and Curtis McDermott. Curtis McDermott comes in from Seattle. They actually gave up a 4th-round pick for him one of the guys that was plucked from the from the Los Angeles Kings in the expansion, and now he is a member of the Avalanche, which I'm pretty sure he's thinking, whew, I'd rather be in Colorado right now than Seattle or LA. So a pretty nice move there. Again, he's kind of replacing what you lost, mainly in a guy like Ryan Graves, that rough around the edge defenseman, because no discredit to Devontae's, Makar, or Gerard, or even Byram, they're not really big defensemen that are really too much of a threat. They're much more offensive-minded, moving the puck forward. And if Eric Johnson has stretches where he's out of the lineup, that's one less gritty defenseman you have in your lineup. So adding a guy like McDermott definitely fits that bill for the Colorado Avalanche this season. And in between the pipes, you got Darcy Kemper and Pavel Francouz. I'm not a huge fan of that tandem in terms of Francouz. I think he's really struggled in the NHL, but I like Darcy Kemper. I think what you lost in Philip Grubauer, even though it did cost you a pretty penny, I think it was worth it for the Avalanche, because you're looking at a situation where goaltending is so important in today's NHL. And you bring in Darcy Kemper, who has been good in Arizona with, let's be honest, a team in front of him that hasn't been all that great. He has been still a very good goaltender, stable. I think the Colorado Avalanche hit a home run bringing in Darcy Kemper. I wouldn't be surprised if they locked him up long term as the season went along closer to the deadline. But I really like Kemper there in Colorado. So with that said, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. The big question for me is, who will be the second line center for your Colorado Avalanche? Is it going to be Tyson Yost? Is it going to be JT Compher, Alex Newhook, or Nazem Kadri? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, guys, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. Make sure to check out our Streamlabs shop in the description down below. We got some coffee mugs, backpacks, sweatshirts, hats, anything you could want. We got all that in the link down below. And obviously, it helps support the channel. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again next time.